Yeah. All right, okay. Give thanks every time. The stream is working. I am back. Made it through another time in my life. So give thanks for life, give thanks for health and strength, give thanks for length of days, give thanks for doing things in your own ways so you do not have to live your life according to the system. So, I'm back. So, it is good to be here, good to be doing what I do. Giving thanks to all you who come through and all the value that is provided. Give thanks every time. This is a great community. Everything's moving quick, everything's getting better. I see browser control is just starting to come through and do stuff that I used to have to manually do. So, giving thanks for that. Been away, but I've been still doing some work, mostly research and strategy. So, I'm just gonna go with the flow, pick up where I left off, and start doing my weekly research runs and see what's going on in the vibe coding community of Unity and take it from there. All right. So let's see. And hopefully I got the streaming issue fixed. Go and make sure everything is double check if it's working good right now. All right, awesome. Looking right. All right, so everything's looking right. I want to start out and do the weekly research. So do that weekly research run. Basically, the main thing I'm working on right now is running these agents, setting these agents up, understanding how everything works together, understanding the database structure. So I'm really going all in on these agent systems right now and creating the best agent systems that I can make, constantly making them better. And in a way, it's like I want to keep building and keep expanding, but I just have to do it within this agent structure right now because I can tell this is like the main thing that is going to determine how well everything else goes and how smooth it flows. Because if I have to do everything myself, I would, even with AI, like I wouldn't be able to. I would, but the amount of time, and I would have to like drastically reduce what I'm able to get done. And these agents are major to having them set up right so that they can cut my time down just focusing on the CEO stuff. No bluff. But what I'm noticing is really like, seems like a lot of the issues that I've come up against that seem to be like difficult, it's like just wait a month or two and then some kind of solution to that problem is going to come up. And I'm seeing like all the things that are like, you know, difficult and require me to manually do it. If I just almost like do the only what's basic, like the main necessities for that part of a process, and just leave the rest, a solution will like usually be made to where I don't even have to manually do it. So like more and more of this, you know, the better I understand it, the better like I can set up systems for everything really. And now that the browser control is here and it's better, that was the main waste of my time. So if Claude can control the browser, I remember hearing like Codex was able to do that and Claude wasn't just like a week or 2 weeks ago. And now it seems like Claude just added it on, it can do it. But still, like, I'll try Claude out and I'll try Codex, see which one works better. It's all about like systems for running a business better. Like I've already like proven to myself that I can pretty much build anything as far as like apps go with features, stuff like that. And I mean like vibe coding, like it's fun building that stuff, but vibe coding is also building the systems. And that's where like my next skill is in building that stuff. I think that as the future goes on, more and more people are going to easily be able to like, you know, go build a website or go build an app. But it's going to be more difficult to create your own system to run it. And I think that there will be over time like systems that can do this that are like one size fits all. But I think for Claude to be able to go and like manually create a custom system or automatically create it, I think that's still going to be a ways away. So I think this skill is like right now where like the highest value is. And just got to keep working on it. I feel like I'm really like a week away from having all the agents created, so or all the like version 1 first agents created and set up. Awesome. Okay. So this research is done. Okay, so I'm seeing for this research, this is like the personal brand. I want to get into the research for Stackivate to start. Some of this stuff, I feel like I shouldn't be doing it on this stream. I feel like keep it focused on the business. Alright, so I'm just going to go right into the Stackivate run. Should have happened in the cloud. Looks like it did it yesterday. Awesome. Yes, the 19th. That'll be it. All right. So Visa's already got AI financial assistant. And okay, so that makes, I mean, it makes sense that they're doing it, but like credit card companies make money off of people paying the interest, so I don't know. I just maybe think that their business model is to keep people paying more interest. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Seems like more and more, like Coinbase was that first one to have that AI avatar financial advice services. All right, I want to check this out. Bodega budget. Bodega budget. Oh, this is like for kids. Okay. Bodega Tycoon. Okay, so this is aimed at people who are less likely to have banking accounts, to teach them finance. It's kind of interesting. I think this is the one I like the best, this profit. Helping people basically understand trends in companies that match their interest. So this is good. This is saying like some kind of study found that Americans, more than half of the Americans surveyed in 2025 had already asked AI for financial advice. And they're saying that's more than have asked a human advisor. So people are asking AI for financial advice more than they're asking people for advice. All right. I just read the weekly research in Railway. So now that I've read that research, what do you have down for the next parts of the workflow? There's some stuff I wanted to go over from the research, but I just wanted to get a refresh on the process first. So the main thing I'm looking at is basically like the part about helping people find stocks or investments that align with, you know, what they believe in. Like invest in stuff you believe in. That's a major part to this. And that was something that I wanted to build from the start, but I was advised not to based on regulations. But now I can see that other businesses are doing this, and the regulations really aren't even like defined yet. So they're kind of defined, but they're still not. Like, I think where I'm at right now, I should build this feature or like look into building it and then do everything else too that comes with this marketing workflow. So the main thing I wanted to go over was like the feature that I saw in here that somebody else built was basically like people give them their interests and then that helps them find investments that align with what they're interested in. And I wanted to build something like this for a while, but from what I was told before, that would be more of like financial advice than education. So we can go over that, but it looks like that's not the first part in the workflow. So you can just take a note of like doing that part when we get to that part of the workflow. And let's just start from the top. Sounds like there's still more to do. Like the research is ran. And so now that's the one agent that runs the research. So is the next agent, I guess, doing the next part? Help me understand this, because it looks like there's some like decisions it needs from me. From me. Let's go over the research. So I read it on Railway. I'm not sure if it included everything that you said it would include. It looks to me like it's just research. I don't see anything about like the content stuff like you mentioned. But an overall verdict, I'd say this one is strong. I don't really know how it could be better yet. It's covering like the right areas that I want to cover. Maybe it could be doing more better, and I just like don't know how to command it to get the right information. So I guess I could take more recommendations from you based on what you think. And I noticed that there was like more to the research that was like done last week for what looks like video ideas on Railway, but it also seems like it's deleted. So maybe I'm not like accessing this stuff right. I only see like one piece of data to read for this week's run on Railway. So for the content poll reaction, you want me to skim the 5 items and react? I'm not seeing which 5 items those are. It's probably like 5 different things from the research. And I would have to say that, you know, most of it was all pretty similar. It's just like different like finance companies that added AI advisors, and even more importantly how the regulations are going, which it's like no new update. They're still not, you know, assigning any kind of like regulation where it's like reliant on AI or any person. So it seems like all the different banks and everything that's utilizing it are really pushing the line of what's advice and what's education, and they're moving more into the advice side. And I think this probably has a lot to do with the way the regulations are not really set, so it sounds like they can't be held accountable for anything. For reply drafts, I'm not really sure what that is. The feature gate call, you're saying this should be later. So we can do that later. I've pretty much given you like a very simple overview of what I think about the research, but let me know if there should be like more of a structured kind of like questioning from you for me to answer after every week of research, so I'm answering the right questions about the research to go ahead and have the workflow create the right content. Looking at the chat. Welcome back. Coco Dad 50. Yo back and respect every time. Hopefully you're doing good. A lot of cool new updates with AI. Definitely excited to see Claude having the browser control, or better browser control. Notice my own reaction. The banks are pushing the line because no one can be held accountable. That's what I saw from all the research, and that is exactly, or almost word for word, what the AI noticed from everything too. So that's, yeah, that says that's tuned in pretty good. I would have to say number one, but the main thing I don't understand is like the way it looks like it's set up to me is that it kind of like picks the main theme from all the different news articles and opens up with that, which is, it looks like what it's doing. But what I want is for it to at least cover like all the main news articles that it found, so that Nothing's being left out, which I think is what you were saying for option number 1, but I just wanted to verify. So now that you understand how I want it, let me know if you have any questions. So mostly it looks like this is like a training thing. I think that it's already doing a much better job than I would have imagined for only like, you know, maybe a month of running this weekly. But like doing this manually, like my input for the next few weeks, I think should just like make sure it stays in alignment with what I want. And there's a very like small few things I think it could be better on. So I think this would not be like part of the process that would be needed after like another month or two. This is all about like training this agent. Okay, so it sounds like what I thought, where it does the research, then I need to like do a few more steps before it actually generates the first script and all the information that goes with that, which it sounds like what it's doing now. And one thing I noticed with the file explorer where I can see the scripts, I think it would help if you put some kind of like maybe a date on it so I know which script is the new script and I don't have to like scroll through all the different scripts. So if you can add the date, it doesn't have to be the year, just like the name of the script and then 720, so I can see that, easily see which script is for today. And also it's not automatically creating all the scripts from the research. That's like part of more like a workflow. So if I'm understanding this correctly, there's the research run that's on the cron job with that agent. Then I need to answer a few questions, and for the most part it looks like it's doing what I want it to do. So this answering a few questions step, I don't think will be permanent. I think it'll shift to something simpler, like did I notice anything that I would add or change, because right now it's mostly doing what I want it to do. So then after that, then there is the verification step, and then that goes ahead and make sure everything is right for the facts and everything, and then it can create the first script, and then it will just add it to the scripts in the file explorer, and then I will check it out. And if everything looks good, I don't need to say anything. If there's anything I want you to change, I would let you know. So just let me know if there's anything that you see that I don't understand. All right, so while this research is still going on, basically you generate the all the data for the script and everything. I'll let you know if anything needs to be changed. If not, then I just record it and then I bring you the file path so you can do the editing steps, anything that goes with that. And then either I manually post it or you can schedule it for YouTube. And then I'm not sure for this like specific part of the workflow. There's gonna be at least 2, if not 3 full videos. And each video will have its own like, you know, workflow to where I publish it on YouTube. And then I'm not sure how the steps are set up right now after that. And then that's just part of the overall bigger workflow. So help me understand what the remaining workflow is for each full video to start. And like this is a huge part of it. The agent's like doing all the things so I don't have to keep asking like what's next. It'll automatically be in the workflow, but also waiting for Claude to cook between each step of the workflow. And that can just happen in the background. That is where the majority of the time I think just comes waiting for Claude to cook in between each step. Looking at the chat, welcome. Vikram Thakur, respect every time. So right now, what I'm doing is I've got the Stackivate, the first business that's part of this challenge. And I'm in the process of setting up custom agents for the like the weekly and daily marketing workflows. So I've got some of the agents set up, going over the work that the first agent did, and essentially making sure everything is good, and then gonna make some marketing content from that. And then I'll just work on basically training these agents and getting this workflow agentitized so that agents are running everything except for the stuff that I need to do as the human in the loop. And see, this is where I think it's going to. I think that it won't be long, and there's going to get like regulations passed so that like hedge funds or ETFs can be run by AI. This seems to be where they're pushing for. Looking back at the chat. So you're looking for a more detailed explanation. Just let me know what details you want to know. There's a lot more I could be saying about this. I mean, I could go on for like at least an hour explaining this. So just let me know what specifically you would like more detail on, and I'll do my best to explain that part. Yeah, all right. All right, okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value in all types of ways, as I would say. So, a Stanford and MIT study published its findings last week. More than half of Americans have already asked AI for financial advice. That's more than the roughly 40% who have ever worked with a human financial advisor. The AI surpassed the humans, and almost nobody marked the moment, except for me. So, the turn. In some ways, and in the same 7 days, the industry shipped like it knows. An always on AI money coach, an AI assistant headed for your bank's app, an investing platform where the chat is the interface. So, buried in that same study is one number that decides whether AI advice makes you richer or poorer. And it's not about the AI at all, it's all about you. So, basically, more than half of Americans have now asked AI for financial advice. That's more than people who ask for human advice. And that's from Stanford and MIT. Also, the industry has been shipping AI money coaches like crazy. Um, Inside that study is one number that decides whether AI advice builds your wealth or ends up costing you money. It has nothing to do with which AI you specifically use. So I'm going to get into that. All right, so here's what actually happened. There was a wave of launches, three of the biggest launches I'm going to talk about right now. So EdWealth launched Ed, ED, like a person's name. The company calls it an always-on agentic AI financial coach for the middle class. Costs about $300 a year. And the main thing to remember is the word agentic. I'm going to come back to that. Also, Visa announced an AI financial assistant that banks can drop into their own apps. Built on data from 300 billion transactions a year. The pilots for this start in August. So this is coming to an app that you already would trust the most, basically your bank. Any bank where you've got a Visa card, it sounds like this would be the main place that you would find it. This was the most interesting to me because the credit card companies make money from people not paying their credit cards, from people that are paying the essentially the interest. So I'm kind of surprised that they're going to be offering information for free that's going to help people basically pay off their credit card. So, anyways, the next one, Longbridge unveiled what it calls the world's first AI native investing platform. You don't even have to tap any menus, you just talk. It even plugs investing skills directly into ChatGPT and Claude. This is the most interesting thing that I don't understand, that I want to see how it plays out. I feel like in the future things are going to go more from talking away from texting. But this, I don't know, it sounds like maybe what I read, they're kind of like over-promising what is capable. But I'm just going to have to wait and see what they actually unveil for their first project. So, just looking at other things, a Singapore bank is beta testing avatar bankers for millionaire clients. Wealthfront just extended automated investing to kids' accounts. A beginner app called Profit builds you a watch list from what you swipe on. Every layer of the stack, the same direction. So, this is all in the last week. Big things coming out. This is an area moving much quicker than I thought when I first started. So, we got the pilots, the different companies. Every layer of finance moved the same direction in the last 7 days for the most part. So now I'm going to translate the jargon. 2 words to translate: agentic and the education advice line. Agentic. The AI doesn't wait for your question. It watches your money, plans across your life, and comes to you with moves. The marketing word for it, it acts like your advisor. So that's basically the word that so far that essentially these companies are using instead of advisor. They're saying it's agentic. They're not using the word advisor. They seem to be replacing that with agentic. So here's the line in finance. Here's how index funds work would be considered education. Anyone can say it. Here's what you should do with your money is considered advice. It's regulated, and licensed humans are the only people that can really give people that advice legally. But every product in that wave that I just spoke of lives as close to that line as it can possibly get. So Edwell's fine print says the same company that markets an always-on personalized agentic money coach legally disclaims that Ed is financial information and education only, not investment, tax, or legal advice. So marketing on the side of the line, fine print on the other. The gap isn't a scandal, it's basically the business model. And everybody else is basically being an experiment, the one who is using it. If you're using AI for financial advice, for AI to make your decisions for you, you're basically a guinea pig. You're basically testing it out right now. And I will get to why that's so important next. So here's the most important thing I think that people would need to know and how it affects their money. Number one, there is no rule book. The SEC has never defined when AI guidance becomes regulated advice. Its one attempt at an AI rule was written or withdrawn last year. The SEC's own head of investment management admitted earlier this year no comprehensive AI rules exist. So, if or when these products drift towards advice, they're not breaking the line because there isn't a line currently. And when the answer is wrong, nobody behind the chatbot owes you anything. This is the main thing, the accountability point. There is a line that keeps being pushed. No one can be held responsible yet. So, there's a $50,000 number from this study. The same AI, different askers. When people had prompts written by people with low financial literacy, it led to about $50,000 less simulated wealth retirement funds. When women did this, their results came out about 60,000 less than men's for how much they would make. So basically, different people are getting different results. In the researchers' simulations, it's modeled, not measured, but the mechanism is the point. The AI can't know what you don't tell it, and you can't tell it what you don't know about yourself. The people who understood their own situation got life-changing answers. The people who didn't got answers that quietly cost them tens of thousands. The AI didn't discriminate, it was the input. So basically, I mean, if you know yourself better, if you understand investing better, you're going to already have that information to give to the AI. The AI is going to give you better answers. And it sounds like the people who didn't know this very well, who was just, trying to talk to the AI to get answers from the AI instead of making the decisions themselves, they actually made less money than they would have made. It sounds like if they would have, gone through an advisor, but they don't know that. And most people don't understand that they're getting different inputs based on their information. All right, so it's important to know, like right now, as things stand, there's really not much of a rule book. And whatever goes wrong, if you get bad advice from AI, AI is not responsible, and the bank or whatever platform that you got that advice from, that is not responsible either. I mean, things are changing quick. And last week we watched the UK decide whether to regulate chatbot advice. This week the industry answered by shipping. A company called Mercor, MERCOR, is paying licensed financial pros, CFPs, CFAs, CPAs up to $150 an hour to, in the listing's own words, help design AI systems built to replicate real-world wealth management and investment advisory work. The advice industry is training its own replacement at hourly rates, already inside the regulated walls. There's SEC registered ETFs where an AI picks the stocks and decide how much market exposure to take, 0 to 100%, with human managers signing off. And a brand new private fund just filed with the SEC named AI Agent Fund I. That was created, but the name tells you where money thinks this goes. AI advice stopped being a chatbot for your visit. It's becoming a default interface of money. It's going into your banking app, your broker, your kid's account, faster than any rule book is being written for how this is going to work. So I want to talk about really what this means for you. The study already proved the flip. Everyone argues about whether AI advice is good or bad. This study quietly answered a better question. AI advice is a mirror. It reflects the quality of what you bring to it. Bringing self-knowledge, you get a phenomenal teacher. Bring confusion, and you get confident-sounding answers that could cost you as much as 50 grand over time in slow motion. That is what they found, that people that didn't understand how to get good results, they got answers that basically cost them about 50 grand over time. If they had had better answers to give the AI, they would have made about $50,000 more. So, before you ask any AI about money, can you answer 3 things about yourself? What's the money for? When will you need it? How much drop in the market can you stomach without panicking? If yes, every one of this week's launches is a tool that can make you sharper. If no, every one of these becomes an advisor by default, unlicensed, unaccountable, and working from a blank file about you. The regulators haven't drawn their line. The study says the line that actually protects you is always yours to draw. It runs through how well you know your own investing. So, for every product this week that points in the same direction, AI that makes decisions for you so you never have to make the call yourself, that's the sales pitch of this whole wave. That's where these companies are going. They want to make you have to make less decisions. They want to show you that they can make your decisions for you and do a good job. However, the research shows that that's not the output that's happening. And if it gives you bad advice, no one is held accountable. So if a machine makes every money decision for you, how do you ever learn? How do you ever get better? Would an autopilot really beat a person who's actively getting sharper every year or every month? And when this machine is wrong, like $50,000 worth of value being wrong, the AI doesn't pay. You do. You take the fall. So the goal with Stackivate, with this company that I created, was never to outsource this decision. It's to become an investor who knows their own style and improves over time. Many tools out there that are being built can decide for you, but it can't do the growing for you, and it won't answer for the outcome. Only you will. So this self-knowledge, the study says, is worth about $50,000. That's literally what I'm building. A quick quiz that shows you what kind of investor you actually are. You can see the link below. And I have one honest question that you need to think about. Have you asked AI about your money yet? And did it tell you your goals and timelines first, or just ask what you want to buy? Let me know below. I'm going to read everything. So basically, every launch this week sells the same thing. AI that decides for you so you never have to. But if a machine makes every call, how do you ever get better? And when it's wrong, it doesn't pay, you do. The goal was never to outsource the decision, it's to become an investor who knows their own style and gets sharper every year. A tool can decide for you. It cannot grow for you, and it won't answer for the outcome. That's self-knowledge. The study just priced at $50,000 per, average person. So what Stackivate does, there's a quiz on the site, link is below, and let me know. So that's it for today. Hopefully you got a lot of value off of what I had to say. Yeah, all right. Out of sight. All right, now we got the thumbnail. Welcome to the chat. Sourced and sold. Respect every time. It is coming along good. You know, just building out these agents to help me run the marketing system. Essentially, I'm like training a team of employees to help me run my marketing process. And I'm in the middle of doing that right now. Still staying human in the loop for the parts that matter. So that's really the main focus right now, is building out AI employee agents and learning to do it the best way possible to get the most value. Any more specific questions that you have, feel free to let me know, or anything at all. Whatever you're working on, if you want me to check something out, just let me know. All right, so going into these thumbnails. Here we go. So it looks like you're on Twitch, and you're saying there was an ad that was playing there. So I'm guessing that you didn't hear what I had said. Sounds like Twitch just like changed something on my account, and you're like the second person that told me that Twitch just started running ads. So hopefully the ads are not like blocking out stuff, which just sounds like what it's doing. But essentially what I was saying, I guess, is everything's coming along well. So that's one thing I'm thinking, is that you're saying that at least I'm gonna start getting paid well. I don't think Twitch pays very well, from what I understand. I don't think that if it's like me getting like a couple dollars a month in ad revenue is making it annoying for the viewers to actually watch and learn and communicate, then I don't think it's worth it. I think that it sounds like the way their ad system is set up, it's just like cutting out and then cutting back in when the ad is done. So if people miss something, then they just miss it. So I got to look more into this, because you know, I've got like big dreams and big goals for making money, and like a little bit of money from ad revenue from Twitch really means nothing to me. So, thank you for that insight that the ad was annoying and stopped you from being able. That is good to know. Saying, yeah, to be fair. That is good. I need to look into this. I'm going to take another note right now on Obsidian. Research Twitch and how their ads work. See if people are missing things. And, like, how much it actually makes. Because it seems to be a problem for our viewers. So you're saying I'm teaching people how to token max. I have done that before. Essentially, that's not really what I'm working on right now, I guess. I mean, let me just verify this, because token maxing should be like trying to use the least amount of tokens to get the most done. Maybe I'm getting that flipped around. What is token maxing? Deliberately inflating AI tool usage, often to artificially boost performance metrics or look AI native. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not what I was thinking. So, what it's saying right here is that, like, a lot of tech people will have their employees, they try to have them use AI a certain amount. So they try to make things that make it so, like, the AI is being used. But it's, like, not doing that much and using as much tokens as they can. I'm definitely trying to do the opposite of this. I'm trying to, get more done with less tokens. So I'm not sure, maybe you understood this differently too, but I'm not sure where you're seeing this, because essentially these agents would make it save me a ton of time. Maybe the tokens would be about the same, but also, like, I'll be using most of these through APIs, so I can actually get different models that would, fit the task better. So I think that would save tokens right there, just using lower models for lower tasks instead of remembering to switch with each task through the through Claude. But anyways, so you're saying you're about 15K in token spend in the past 4 months. I mean, that's not a little bit. That's a lot more than I think most people are spending. That's interesting. Is that, like, through your work or, like, through your personal? And you love the agents just going off and doing stuff for you. Definitely me too. And it seems like it's getting better at that, especially with the new browser control features. I know I just saw that Claude started like a better browser control where they wanted me to have sign in through a different browser. Codex, I think, just started that with that Sol 5.6. They were doing it, like, minimally before, but now they're getting better at it, and I think that is, like, really, that's, like, kind of what takes up a lot of my time. So just being able to automate all this stuff. Welcome to the chat, Arcos. You're saying a good prompt engineer minimizes token use. Exactly. Context window matters just as much as cost. Yes, I 100% agree with that. Definitely a lot of things I'm doing with these agents to minimize token. A big part of it is having the wiki, the Obsidian that works with it. So I'm all about like trying to use even and like the bad part is I have tokens at the end of the like my usage that I haven't used pretty much every week. But I just want to find a way to use those tokens and get more done instead of using those tokens to get the same amount of done and just using more tokens, if that makes sense. So you and some friends are building a company, and Lolarp, respect every time, welcome to the chat. And Inference Saver, I'm gonna look that up on Google real quick. Inference Saver routes your LLM API calls to the cheapest and fastest provider automatically. Oh, that sounds cool. Okay. So basically, it sounds like you're monitoring people's API usage and kind of what I was just talking about. Like, this should match up the best model for like the specific task so that you're getting essentially like the right amount of work at the right amount of level, intelligence level that needs to be done with like the lowest amount of API usage in general. Sounds like, let me know if I'm not understanding this right. It wants me to sign in and create an account to like see more of it, but I'm not going to do that right now. I can do that after the stream. I want to keep working and get this stuff done. So Arcos is saying about 100 to 150k on average when you talk to a few coworkers after 3 months of Claude. That sounds pretty ridiculous. I would have to agree. You guys are talking about software developers. Okay, for that spend. All right. And then this is a tool for that. That's interesting. I'll definitely check it out more. Let me know if there's anything you feel like I didn't understand about it. Definitely sounds like a good tool. That's a major thing about like managing these agents is knowing the right model for the right tool. I mean, it'll still work. Like, you could have the wrong model, but it's probably either going to give you like bad quality work or charge you too much. And you're saying you haven't committed a handwritten line of code since you started using Claude, and that is awesome. That is means it's working correctly. So this is opening up the door to so many people who don't write code that can build things now, and really grateful for that. So that's awesome. All right, so let's see. I got some thumbnails I could be generating while I'm talking about this. So you're talking about you got a router that can send you to different models like Open Router. and then you're building tools on top of it. So like video, image, and audio, and then you're building a website builder as well. So basically it's like OpenRouter is being used to like access the different models, but what your system does is it helps to pick the right model for the right job. Am I understanding that correctly? So you can choose the specific model or use your router for the task itself. So you're mostly using GPT 5.6 Sol all the time. How come you use that GPT 5.6 Sol over other models? I mean, it sounds like most of your tasks are going to be like heavy reasoning. So I'm guessing that... Okay, routers are the best way to go in 2026. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. I think in many cases you're right. But I definitely want to try that out. So can throw me some credits if I want. Sure, that sounds good. I'd like to try it out and see what you guys are doing. Oh, if I make a video. Okay, I would definitely need to look into this more first before I would give you my word on that. So go ahead and see if you can send me an email with basically like what you would want for me and what what kind of credits you're offering, and then I can get back to you and go from there. So I think send that to... There should be an email in the in Twitch and YouTube, and yes, I do have Twitter. So right there, you can find me on Twitter, Nate Needham. Link should be in the description. But if you can't find it, just let me know. My picture is on it, so it should be easy. But I think, yeah, either that or email, whatever you want. But either way, yeah, good to collaborate. Good to see what you guys are doing. And definitely want to check it out more. Yes, from Chicago, Midwest, pretty much like Chicago to Minneapolis. But I pretty much live everywhere now. Everywhere from like Chicago to the coast. You stayed in Evanston and then the south side. Alright, that's good to know. Yeah, Chicago is really nice in the summertime. Definitely those winters there, no joke. But, surprising how quick you can get used to them. Alright, so now I'm gonna reason with Claude about the best thumbnail here. Alright, I'm gonna give you the 3 thumbnails. I'm gonna send you the file path for each one. Let me know what you think is the best, and any kind of notes you can make to improve future thumbnails. Another person asking why is there ads on Twitch. Yeah, that was something new they just said. Twitch, like I just got some kind of upgrade and it looks like now they're doing ads, which sounds like it's super annoying to most people. So I'm gonna do some more research and see if I can get those ads turned off, because I don't think they're even gonna like really make any money, and it's just super annoying to the people watching. And you're in Southeast Asia now, but you do want to get back out to America. Wish you went to the World Cup. No doubt. That was I watched that yesterday. I like playing soccer. I never really got into watching it, but that was interesting. Would have been nice to go. It sounded like there wasn't nothing in Chicago though. New York and Seattle. I can't remember where the other cities were. That would have been kind of cool. And you mentioned Herder instead of VS Code. Alright, yeah, I'm going to take a note to check that out. I feel like I've heard of that one too, and done some research, but definitely check that one out. Research using Herder, Herdr, as a replacement for VS Code. And you're saying it's a terminal multiplexer like Tmux. I've heard of that one before too. It saves your AI chat contents across your harnesses, like Open Code, Claude Code, Codex. Oh, I see. So like Claude Code, from what I understand, it already keeps like the context, but then this has it. So like if I have multiple agents using different models, that is good to know. And welcome back, Passion Brains. Hello to you too. Thank you for good luck. That right back to you. And playing this and solving tasks. Definitely task maxing, multitasking. But hey, I mean, I'm doing it, so. So Source and Sold is saying, talking about Herder, I think. But if you close your terminal and want to get back into where you were, at all of the chats will be open. And Max69er is saying Hermes agent is also the GOAT. Yes, it is, but I'm finding from a lot of research that a lot of different use cases, it's better to build your own custom agent. Hermes is really like the GOAT at certain things, but for other tasks, what I'm finding is custom agents are better. And just getting better at like setting up these agents and learning as I go. Pi is really good. I've definitely looked into Pi before. Build your own agents with Pi is good. That's a use case I've not heard of from Pi. It's designed for that specific task. So I'll take a note then. That's good to know. I didn't know that Pi had that specific use case. Research Pi in regards to building customized agents. Oh, so OpenClaw is built on Pi. Okay, so I definitely would want to see like what that can build, because right now I'm basically just like building. I'm trying to build it like every agent a little bit differently, and I've got different systems of marketing, so I'll have like different agents, and I just want to see what's possible and then just do more of what works. Alright, so let's see. I gotta get these file paths. So you also like using open hands for doing tasks. Like you have a report, a bug feature on the site, which then when you find an error, it sends off a report and opens a PR on your branch, then tags the team of what's happening. And you've got another agent that does outbound with open hands. All right, I should be looking into open hands too then. Sounds like that is like the closest thing to Hermes that I've seen that you've been talking about, because that seems more of like a task that Hermes agent is better for. Research open hands. What tasks is it good for? How to use it? Stuff like that. Yes, Hermes does take more tokens depending on what you're using it for. A lot of my custom agents do better, mainly at getting smarter each week or each run or whatever it might be, and take less tokens. Certain agents and general agents are different, definitely. And it sounds like Hermes is more of like a general agent use case. So like if you have an agent that you know, you're more specific on what it's going to do. Especially more like marketing stuff, it sounds like it's better to do a custom. It's like CL production team, less sloppy than straight PR dumps. And you're wondering, where am I getting my tokens right now? So I have Anthropic, I have OpenAI, and then I have Hermes Agent. That subscription gives you access to like everything pretty much through OpenRouter. And then Hermes also has its own, and there's also one on there for use case that I have for, I'm building out trading bots for Polymarket. So they have like a Polymarket agent on there. OpenRouter, definitely have looked into, just haven't set it up yet. For right now, I think I can do everything with the Hermes agent thing that I can do with OpenRouter. So you're saying Hermes is a good general agent, whereas OpenHands has an SDK that can be initialized with deterministic systems for specific tasks, like going on a website of a customer and booking a meeting based on the calendar. OpenRouter is like what we're building. Definitely. I understand I thought at first you were building something on top of OpenRouter, But it sounds like you're actually building like something different. Same, different. I'm definitely understanding this much better now. What you're doing and what you understand, you seem to have a very good understanding of setting up different agents. Like you understand there's different options and that, you know, different agents work differently. And definitely it's all about like finding the best agent for the job at the lowest cost. And there's like so many possibilities, like different combinations of agents for different jobs. And seems like right now it's like, you know, you don't really know until you try it. And that's pretty much where I'm at. So it's good to talk to people like you who have already done some kind of research yourself into what's working. I'm just like, you know, pretty much all my agents right now are running through Claude. So I need to, you know, this system is only like within a month of me building it out. And I just need to try more variations as I get more agents built, try different providers, different models, stuff like that. So you're saying it's about token maxing and not ripping a hole in the pocket. Okay, so I keep, like, I swear I've gotten different descriptions of token maxing. I swear, like, I was just reading about it now. Gemini is saying token maxing is about like using more tokens than you need to make it look like you're using AI more. But I also thought I heard that token maxing was about like getting the most done with the least amount of tokens. And that seems like how you understand it too. And you're saying Claude is good, but they vendor lock you in. I have seen that. And Claude, it's like Claude didn't even understand what Hermes agent was, and it's always trying to keep me like on Claude using Claude API. But I've been aware of that, and I've been like doing my best to work around that because basically I want to build systems that are not reliant on any one provider. I want to build, you know, systems that I don't need any, even like Claude Code to run it. Like I want to just build my own dashboard for my own system, and then I can switch out whatever model or provider I want to use based on what's working the best at that time. And I'm seeing how more Claude, I think what I've seen than OpenAI or GPT is trying to keep me locked into Claude. But I'm understanding that, and I'm just building things so that I don't need to be locked in. So I think that's a big part of it, is just like using the best tool to build out the agents, but understanding that you don't want to be locked into that. You're saying the OAuth bypass ban was really bad for the ecosystem. I'm not even sure what you're talking about there. Sounds like there was some kind of OAuth bypass ban. Was that something that was through Claude? I know I do use OAuth for certain things on Claude, but I'm not sure what the bypass. I'm going to look that up right now, actually. Let's see. Can you tell me about the OAuth bypassing ban and what it caused? So, welcome back, Tofu the Lofu. Long time no see. Respect every time. You're asking, did your message get auto-modded out? I think it did, because I don't remember you. I'm just scrolling back right now. I don't see anything else from you, so maybe you had a link or something. But definitely, if you did have an earlier message, I did not see it. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why it would have got auto-modded out. Just, I guess, like, let me know your message. Try it again. Maybe it works this time. So the way you understand token maxing is it's basically just automating your life away, and you get loads of different models under automating your life away and spending money on tokens to get maximum value. I mean, basically like buying time is the way I see it. Certain things I wouldn't need to be spending, especially API costs for tokens, but I'm looking at the time it saves me, and a lot of these agents, like, you know, maybe cost like $1 a week to run. So like if $1 a week and an agent saves me like a half an hour, then that's like totally worth it to me. And then even like, you know, understanding better ways with like local agents and stuff like that, if it is more expensive, there's still a lot to like learn and implement. So your endpoint is OpenAI compatible, Claude SDK compatible, so you get loads of different models under one thing. That is good. You hate vendor lock-in. I do too. It's good that you have found a solution. You're saying I could use Claude OAuth to sign into OpenClaw and Hermes, but they banned anyone. That's another thing. And I almost got in trouble myself. Like, I was trying to, like, you know, I didn't even realize I was violating their, like, guidelines with using Hermes. But the way I had it set up, luckily the research I was doing let me know that, like, hey, the way you set this up, it could be a violation with Claude. So I looked it up, and Claude was like, yeah, we don't allow this, but it didn't even tell me, it just did it. And it was like saying that if I actually started using the system in that way, they could have banned my account. And like, I wouldn't even have known until my account got banned. So luckily I caught that, and that opened my eyes to that whole thing. So it definitely needs to be separate, but that's fine because I don't want to be reliant on 100% Claude anyway, because I mean, something like that happens, you wake up to a surprise seeing your account got banned, and if everything's set up through that account, then you pretty much have to rebuild, and that would not be good. So Tofu is saying, if I don't want to answer, you understand. Am I tracking my expenses for the marketing system as well as the revenue? You're curious about how much spend has been done. So I'm not tracking it yet because the spend is so small. I guess basically I only have like 1 or 2 agents that are running right now, and those are costing like less than $1 a week. So all I know is with my agents, I'm pretty much running them at like less than $1 a week. I'm still like doing a ton of manual training and stuff. But that is good to know. So as I build these agents out more, I will try to keep track of agent spend. That would be a good tool. All right, I'm going to take a note for that. Track agent spend for each different system. See if I can even create a tool to do that easier. So, Tofu, you're seeing those ads too. That is crazy because you're like, okay, they just started running ads. I didn't even like manually tell them to do it. But it seems like anytime someone asks me a question, it's like as soon as I reply to their question, that's when they run the ad. And then the person, it doesn't replay. It just misses everything I'm saying. So I need to get these ads removed from Twitch. It is causing more problems than it's gonna help, and yeah, it doesn't sound like it's that much money anyway, and I didn't even ask for them to put them up. So you're asking, what way am I training up the agents? So it's very different depending on the agent. Some agents don't even really need to be trained. Other agents, it's like I need to do a ton of reps with it, making sure it's working right. So you're saying I should use the OKF by Google. It's a new way there to make docs for agents. I should look into that. So sorry about that, Tofu. I need to get these ads taken down. Basically what I was saying is right now I don't have the exact expenses tracked, but I know it's under like $1 a week with the agents I have set up. But I just took a note to do that, so I'm gonna start doing that in the future. And I've got a system for tracking the revenue. Right now there's like no revenue coming in, so it's all about generating users. So marketing is the most important thing right now, getting users on the site. But everything, yes, I will be tracking. And exactly, that is not bad at all. Only about $52 a year for the total project. And that is really nothing. And looking at the time, because I'm really judging this more by like the time it saves by setting up these agents. That's the main bottleneck, is like I could be doing everything manually that these agents are doing. It would just take me like maybe like 10 times longer to do, like especially these marketing workflows. And maybe I'll find that other agents in the future. It doesn't make sense to do that. But this is really like where I feel like me is like a background in business and entrepreneur, that my best skills are going into understanding these agent systems, like agent employees, and you know, just starting putting my first product out and having no users. Marketing is the most important thing. Getting users on and automating this marketing system is the most important thing inside of like the whole tasks for marketing. And I really feel an interest to understand these agentic systems better and how to really like turn anything into an agent. And it seems to me that's really where the trend is going. That's where businesses are going to find a lot of like kind of the most value for this stuff. And I want to really understand this really well. So you're saying you rarely use AI, but you spend about $50 a month at your work. How am I getting the cost so cheap? So basically I was just telling you about the agents. So that's not all the AI I use. I'm just setting up agents one system at a time. The first agent system being helping me run the marketing. So as I make more agents, I know that certain agents have like much higher costs. But even then, like, I mean, let's say I make an agent that is constantly going over replies. So like every 5 minutes it's checking for a reply, or checking for like an email. And then it's got to like, you know, answer the emails and do that kind of stuff. That kind of agent might cost more, or would definitely cost more than like the kind of simpler agents that I've been setting up so far. But from what I understand, I could see like how much an agent costs, and that's when I want to evaluate whether it would be smarter to run that agent through a local model, and then essentially it would be free, just the cost of like the local model, buying the model. So I'll learn that better through time. If certain agents make more sense to run locally, then I would just buy the machine and then run them like that. But I think it's just all about building different agents for different systems and trying out different providers and different methods, and over time getting a better understanding, because this is all really new. From what I've seen, the research I've done, no one's really mastered creating agents to the level where like I want to understand it. Most of honestly the content that I'm watching for doing research about like building these agents is stuff that I already know. I'm really like trying to take it to another level, so it's all right. You're asking CapEx, not OpEx. So OpEx, like, that's just like my max plan with Claude, and then the regular plan with Codex, and then the Hermes plan. But definitely, Like I could all the agent work I'm doing, I could be just manually doing that with my plan. But it would take so much longer. And the way I'm building these agents, they should be getting better over time. Alright, so let's see. I thought number 1 was the best too. So, no, I was not including the plan in the expense. I thought you were just wondering about the agents. So, Precizzle, welcome back to the chat. Respect every time. I've been doing all right. Ventures have been going good. Just took a vacation for a week, and still I was doing some work, but I think the main thing I'm working on right now is these agents and trying to build like the best agent systems that I can create. So everything's good, but I feel like I can make it much better. Get my workflows done better and quicker and improving over time. We were just going over a bunch of stuff about like different agents and different ways to structure agents. And that's really where I want to invest. Like I'm putting my main focus of like my time and what I'm trying to get better at. Which also makes the most sense because, like, you know, I've got the first business up, the first site is up. It's all about just getting users, and that's all about marketing. So, just putting my focus on building the best marketing systems that run the quickest. And I'm in the process of doing that and training these agents right now. All right. All right, so I do want to utilize the split test, so make sure you include that in your note. So like even right now, I don't know if like the order matters, but if I did a split test, should I put these 3 thumbnails in a specific order? Like number 1 being the best, like if that one's first, does YouTube like show that more or something? Just help me understand how I can split up the split test on YouTube and if I should try a title split test or just the thumbnails. Definitely that break I took helped a ton. Like I wanted to keep working and I felt like part of me was like if I take off for a week, man, I'll be so behind on updates and stuff, but no, I was still doing like some work that like kind of kept me in the loop, but that was like a vacation that I really needed. It really helped me like kind of I was really locked into where I was at, and it helped me kind of step back and see the bigger picture of what I was working on. Helped me kind of like plan and strategize better for the future. All right, order doesn't matter. Okay, this is good to know. When you're doing split tests, the more variance you have, the longer it takes to get results. So early marketing stuff, I should do like only two-way split test. Looking back at the chat, you're welcome for letting you know what I'm doing with the agents. You were just curious how much money heavy AI usage is versus what you're currently doing. And that's definitely going to depend on the task your agent is doing. And even if it is heavy usage, then there's, ways that you can do it locally. Yeah, it's all about figuring out our own workflows and evaluating them, and definitely, having this channel to everyone can like share what they're finding. I think that will help us all progress a lot quicker. So Persizzle is saying, good to hear everything's been going good. Your car died last Tuesday, so you made a pretty nice upgrade on Saturday. Glad that your job was understanding and let you work remote while you were figuring out your car situation. Perks of being in a tech field, no doubt. It sounds like your job, you can pretty much work from wherever your computer is. And that's crazy, sometimes in life, your car died, but it led to a better upgrade. And even being able to work remotely. So, it's all about how you view it. Like, there's a lot more things more important than money and material things. It's all about the journey. I mean, a car is definitely important, especially if you got to get to a job. But I mean, you never know. Like life. Like, I mean, I had circumstances to where like I took like a week-long break, but it was circumstances in my life where like if those things hadn't happened, I don't think I would have taken a break yet. I would have probably waited 2 more months to take another break. And I'm really glad I did. Like, it seemed like it was bad news at first, but it led to a lot of great things. And it's like life is always like working out for us in the ways that we don't see it. So, that's all like abundance is like, just offering value, just trusting the journey that is going to lead, having the right intentions and setting the right goals and being aware of that and focused on that, and just knowing that however the journey plays out is just going to lead us to those goals, even if at the time it doesn't really seem like it. So, business is great. Just being able to create. That's like, a big part of life is like having an outlet to build things and create things that are like, unique to what you're doing and what and where your strengths are. A lot of people don't have that ability. A lot of people, that's a big thing with Stackivate and with what I was going over with the research is that all these banks and big tech companies or finance companies, fintech companies are now implementing AI basically to like take decisions away from us, from like the people who are using these tools. And that seems to be what the big corporations want to have AI do, is just, be able to have all our data and make our decisions for us. But that's what I'm seeing in life is like, I mean, that's not good for personal growth. Like your growth and expansion as a person relies on you making decisions and learning from those decisions and being able to like being able to create things from your own decisions and get like output so you can do better in the future. And the way these like bigger corporations, especially in finance, are moving right now is all about just, taking our decisions away from us and having us trust all our money for them to make our decisions, which I think is a very bad idea. And that's what Stackivate solves. The main thing it solves is helping you develop your own unique investment strategy. to where you understand it and you know yourself better over time, and you get better at investing over time and making better decisions. And you know, that's so important in life to be able to do that. So in a lot of ways, it's a blessing in disguise. Definitely. Definitely so many things in life. And you know, you just gotta like go with the flow, because you never know how it's gonna go. And just get better over time. So that's awesome. We got this. We got all right, so sounds like I understand everything with that much better now. So I'm just gonna split test the two thumbnails, and I will give you the recording path right now, so you can do what you do with the editing. All right, I'm in the process of doing the weekly marketing workflow and training some of the agents. Right now, I've got a video editing in another terminal, but the next step is to do the feature part. So it would be to take the research and decide on a new feature to build, and build that feature, and then do a video that explains that feature. So, based on this research, let me know what feature you recommend, and then I'll let you know what I was thinking from the research. See, like, even right here, this part, like, once I get, like, this all set up, I wouldn't need to do this. It would just already be done. No more waiting for Claude to cook with each step. Wouldn't even need to have my computer on. Could be out anywhere and just open up my phone and, run it from my phone and switch the providers when it makes sense, so I don't have to rely on Claude. I can try out different providers, see if it gets me, like, you know, better output for certain tasks. I'm guessing, like, you know, if I'm using, like, Claude, I mean, right now I'm using Fable 5 actually, so if I was, like, you know, using Fable 5 or even like Opus 4.8 or whatever the newest Opus was, and I switched it up with, like, you know, GPT, newest update, the Soul. I don't think it'd be that different, but it's gonna be interesting to try and run like tests like that. So from the research, I was thinking doing the profit idea, but like something more specific for Stackivate. But I see what you're saying. That is coming really close to the line. So I think for right now, that could be a future idea. I think I agree with you doing this idea for right now and combining the two quizzes into one but mainly making it based on like the this week's research and the benefits it would provide. So let's build that quiz out based on your recommendations and help me understand like how this would work in the future for an agent task, how it would work in the agent workflow. So like basically it sounds like an agent would just like, you know, go and have its own like rules on how to use the research to create an idea, and then I would approve the idea, and then it sounds like a different agent could even go and build that feature. But for right now, let me know when we do this manually. Is there anything I would be doing with training how those agents work? And with the manual way that we're going to build it right now, do I need to open up the actual Stackivate Finance Hub marketing project, or can you access that through this project and do the build like that? I'm doing a live stream right now, so once the stream is over, then I'm gonna do the publishing. So take a note of where I'm at with that I just need to check back in with you when that's done, so you know it's still like an open task. And I think part of this workflow that I could remember right now is doing creating the 2-a-day post for X with the correct amount of CTAs, and then scheduling those, which you should be able to automatically do. Let me know if I'm in the right part of the workflow to do that. If you have everything you need to do this part of the workflow, and how it works with the agents. So I know it sounds like one agent would have this job, maybe two when it comes to scheduling. Explain to me how this is working and how it would get better over time. So if anything I need to do right now to train it, I can be aware of. Oh, that makes sense. I'm like, why don't I see it? Because I did not push and commit to the GitHub yet. So I want to check it out before I do that. I got to do this on the local All right, it's there. All right, so I just checked out the tool. I don't see anything that I would change right now. I'm not seeing the script though. So include the date of 7/20 with the script title so it's easier for me to find. And everything that goes with that script as well. I just read over all the posts and they all look good to me for scheduling. The only thing is it's already Monday night right now. In the future, I would like to do 2 posts per day for short posts. Man. But for this week, 1 a day is fine. And what I'm thinking is, I guess Monday's already over. Just do 2 posts for tomorrow, I guess, for Tuesday, so that it should be post scheduled up until next Monday. So go ahead and schedule the post accordingly and let me know if you have any kind of advice or questions or anything at all. Looking back at the chat. Welcome back, Passion Brains. Using local fonts in next.js eliminates external network requests and prevents cumulative layout shift. CLS, this guarantees lightning fast page loads, plus a significantly smoother user experience, 100% GDPR compliance. Thank you for that. I'm going to take a note to see if I can implement that into my own work. Research using local fonts in next.js. This should have faster page loads and a smoother user experience and 100% GDPR compliance. There we go. I'm just reading over the script right now for the advisor or DIY. And basically the file path that it has for the artifact is just taking me to like a page that has just like text on it. So it's not working for some reason. Can you look into that and see what's going on, that it's not working and the artifact is not appearing as it should for the advisor or DIY video? So back at the chat, Vercel serves them directly via SSR, guarantees lightning fast page loads. So it sounds like I should be setting that up through Vercel. I'm going to take a note for that. And look into setting this up through Vercel. Should be able to serve them directly via SSR, guarantee that there's lightning fast page loads. Thank you again for that. There we go, it's working. Awesome. It is working now. One more thing I just noticed is with the script for the hook, just write that out word for word. It kind of breaks the flow when you start each paragraph with something that is not part of the hook that I should not be reading. And so far that's fine for the other parts of the script, but just for the hook, don't do that. Looking back at the chat, am I using some content management system behind? I'm basically creating my own. And it's my own custom dashboard. Right now, it's still in progress. But basically, it's like a website I can access anywhere from my phone. And when the system is done, when each system is done, I'll be able to access it through that instead of having to go and work in the terminal with Claude. So that will, some of the main benefits, I won't have to wait for it to cook. It'll just do that in the background. And I won't be relying on Claude. So I'll be able to basically have my own custom system that I can just use different models based on what the agent is doing. So you're also building your own dashboard with ShadCN for UI. I've used that before. Mostly when I use it, it's like automating it. So I'm not really like using ShadCN too much, but I remember hearing of that tool back when I first started. And it's one of the rare tools that seems to be like for UI, seems to be still like the main tool people use. So that is good to hear that it is still, that part hasn't really changed, I guess. All right, ready to do this video. This video. Oh. Do I need a financial advisor or can I do it myself? All right, okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value, as I would say. So, question for today. Do I need a financial advisor or can I do it myself? So, a lot of people have been asking that question and they all seem to ask it in the same way, as a money question. Like, am I rich enough for an advisor? Is it actually worth the 1% fees that they charge? But that question just changed underneath us. A Stanford and MIT study published its findings last week. More than half of Americans have already asked AI for financial advice. More than half of us. That's more than the roughly 40% who have ever worked with a human advisor. So the menu isn't advisor or do it yourself anymore. It's advisor, AI, or you. And this week I covered the wave of AI advice products that just launched. This video is the tool the whole story is pointing at. So what I did, I used that to build a free tool that answers the advisor question in a way none of the articles ranking for it do. And here's the strange part. It's never going to tell you to hire anyone, fire anyone, or use any product. So by the end of this video, you'll see exactly what it tells you instead of why. And that's the answer that's worth more than any of the ones that you've heard. So, almost everyone answering this question is selling one of the answers. Advisors answer yes, brokerage apps answer do it yourself with us, AI products answer let me do it. The articles that rank for this question answer with fees and thresholds. The product question. So the word advisor now means three totally different things. A licensed human with a legal duty to you, a robo-advisor running your portfolio from a questionnaire, and an AI chatbot that talks like an advisor but owes you nothing. So here's the kicker. The SEC still hasn't drawn the line where AI guidance becomes regulated advice, so the confusion isn't your fault. Even the regulator's file is still open. So you're asking, do I need one? One being an advisor in a market where every answer is conflicted and the definitions keep moving. Here's the trap. Almost everyone answering that question is selling one of the answers. So, here is something different. All right, so it was never really a money question as far as I'm concerned. It's always been a self-knowledge question. In the moment of a hard money decision, say a windfall lands, it's finally time to start investing. I mean, what do you actually want? A clear answer? A thinking partner who pressure tests you, but you make the call? Or a good information and room to work it out yourself? Go ahead, make it concrete. Two people with identical accounts can answer that in opposite ways and both be right. But what's the cost of getting it wrong? The expensive mistake isn't choosing an advisor or choosing to do it yourself. It's paying in fees or in stress for a guidance shape that was never yours. Paying management fees for decisions you wanted to make yourself, or going it alone when you actually wanted a pushback. So I didn't build a should I hire an advisor calculator. I built a quiz that reads what kind of guidance fits how you decide. All right. So here's the main reason I built it. There has been a wave of AI advice products. They're all launching, always on money coaches, banks embedding AI assistants. Every one of them quietly assumes the same thing, that everyone wants to be told what to do. So there's that and the other half. What I keep seeing from beginners is the question, is it okay to just ask GPT what to do with my money? Which is the same advisor question wearing new clothes. Nobody seems to ask the first question, what kind of guidance actually fits you? Everything downstream, which products even make sense, and what you should pay for, what to be careful with, is going to depend on that answer. All right, so now I'm going to show you the tool that I built, and that is free on the Stackivate website. You can go ahead and check it out. Do you need a financial advisor? Find your guidance style. So essentially, me myself, I already know, like I've been investing for a while. I know that it helps me know myself better, and when I know myself better and how I react to market situations, I want to get better over time and I want to make my own decisions, and I see the payoff and it's totally worth it. I feel like out of all the skills I've learned in my life, this skill has, one of the top value as far as money goes, to understanding how to make these decisions myself and understanding why that's better than having someone else make them for me. So the way I answered is like, I'm someone that wants to, understand things for myself, have the right research partners, have the right information that I can verify. And, AI is only helping with that. So it's all about like using AI to help me get better, but I still want to be the one making the decision. So, I'm answering these questions accordingly. I want to do all the work myself with help from AI, basically. Um, the biggest thing that would bother me is I've already had this happen where, especially when I first started, I was like looking to other people about what to buy, when to buy, stuff like that. And those were the biggest mistakes I made. And the biggest thing that bothered me from it was, I mean, that was my call to make. And, I followed somebody else's advice thinking they were some kind of expert. And what I realized, that just prevented me from learning on my own and me becoming an expert over time, because it's, these people are all maybe experts, but they all have their own individual circumstances, that they have decisions based on that. And applying their decisions to your circumstance is usually not going to work out great. So, what makes financial guidance trustworthy to me? How complex is the financial life right now? And where do I want to be 5 years from now? So, I got my own guidance style, self directed, tools over advisors. I want information, frameworks, and room to work. The decision and the reasonings both stay with me. And that's a big reason why I built this, is because, a big part of this is the journaling and the personal guidance that the journaling can show me, that, certain things that I might not be aware of myself, when I have AI scan through all my decisions, it will find things. It already has been finding things that I could not see. So, I mean, that's kind of all areas of life. It's kind of hard to see certain things you're doing when you're the one making the decisions. But this is AI, helping me make better decisions over time. It's pretty much giving me the layout for that, and what I need to do for how I want to evolve and get better over time. Giving me some more information to go with that. Some other basically like ways that I can get better in this certain area, common questions that go with it. So all these are a big deal. So basically, I just went through that 6 questions, what I would actually do. But what I want to do now is show you somebody that basically were answering the questions the complete opposite of me, and what kind of read they would get. So basically, the product isn't the label. It's that the tool names your shape and then tells you what to know because it's your shape without ever saying hire or don't hire. So I'm going to do this other reading. Let's say I just want a clear answer, someone to tell me what to do, how much of the ongoing work do I want to do myself, as little as possible. Imagine I followed guidance and it went badly. What would bother me the most? Being right now where the regulations are that no one is accountable for the guidance. But I think for myself, I would say if I did it like that, that I followed it without really understanding why. But this is not what I would do, so I'm just doing what someone else that would be more inclined to this kind of style. What makes financial guidance trustworthy to you? Somebody who's legally on the hook for it. So this, I would rather just, if someone did this, they would rather just have a person make the decisions for them. How complex is everything right now? I'll just keep it on me. Complex. A lot of different things going on with finance that I have to keep track of 5 years from now. What do I want to be true about me and my money? I let someone else run it and my attention goes elsewhere. I personally know that that the returns for this aren't so great and the risk is all still there. Okay, so now I've got a unique different answer for this type of person. So what they would want is guidance as a direction from someone accountable for it, decisions handled well, no work that they have to do. That's a legitimate style, not a failure to learn. Your attention has other places it's needed and you know it. But a big part to know is if you're going to do it like this, understand the risks that you're taking, especially with using AI to make the decisions for you, and that is the way that the trend seems to be going. So, I mean, it's all still the same, information past that, but that is major right there. Just knowing yourself and understanding how you want to do this. I mean, this product is not for everybody. Stackivate is for people that actually want to get better over time. I believe that there's a lot of value in that, not just through investing, but knowing yourself better. And I believe that when you make your own investing decisions, you can kind of tailor that more towards what your goals are. And I think the benefits of better returns is much more likely doing it yourself and getting better over time than trusting someone who's, mainly going to put you into a box with everybody else that they're managing, and you're going to get probably like the lowest amount of returns you can get that are barely beating inflation. So the AI products this week are all racing to make all your decisions for you. Watch your money, plan your life, make the moves so you never have to make a call yourself. If a machine makes every decision for you, how do you ever learn? How do you ever get better? And when it's wrong, it's not the one who pays, you are. So the goal was never to outsource the decision. It's to become an investor who knows their own style and gets sharper over time. A tool can decide for you. It can't do the growing for you, and it won't answer for the outcome. The tool even says this about itself. If your answers pull in different directions, it doesn't fake a verdict. It says your style is still forming. Make some real decisions and come back. Your style is supposed to change. That's what learning looks like. So it's free. It's on the side. The link is below. It takes about 2 minutes. If you want the fuller picture of what kind of investor you are, not just how to take guidance. The architect quiz is right there too. All right, so here's a question. Where do you honestly land? Do you want to be told, coached, or left alone to figure it out? And have you ever asked GPT or other AI providers, LLMs, about your money? Let me know below. I'm going to read all the comments just like I always do about this time. So, give thanks. The world is changing quick, especially when it comes to finance. I'm going to keep you up to date what's going on with all of this, and I'm going to provide you with the tools that you would need to make your own decisions and get better over time. I would not recommend outsourcing these decisions. This is your life. This is how much money you have. This is major decisions. So give thanks every time. I'm out for right now. There we go. All right, back to code. I'll be back. All right, I just recorded this video. I'm going to give you the file path. Go ahead and make your edits. And I will generate the thumbnails. Yeah. Lightning and thunder. Can hear it. That's how it works. Give thanks. Give thanks for the rain every time. Oh, same thing. Not sure what happened with that. Nope, that was not that. Alright, so I'm about to paste the file paths for all three of those thumbnail image prompts. And let me know what you think is the best. One main issue I'm seeing is by looking at these thumbnails, I don't really see that this is anything for finance. But other than that, I think like I don't really see anything major. That's just like the main thing that I think when I see these. Let me know what you think. I would say that's a pretty good place to stop. I'm starting to get hungry. And getting through this workflow quicker every week. I mean, it's only been like 3 or 4 weeks since I started building this, but I can tell. Main thing is, creating an SOP, standard operating procedure, and then automating it with agents. I like this much better than the old way, which was like, freelance websites when I would hire people and I would go and I would create a whole post about what I needed, have people wait for them all to apply, try to do my best job of scanning them based on their resume and the work they've done, which usually didn't matter. Hiring a bunch of people, giving them the task, waiting for them to get it done, and having a really high churn rate with freelance people, that usually if someone was good, I'd get them for maybe like 2 or 3 jobs before they'd find a better offer. So just cycling through like all those different employees, but now I can just train AI to be my employee, do it once, the system works, and it's super easy to make changes down the road. Definitely seems like the way to go. And I feel like, if I can do it, this is a good test. I can do this for the marketing flow. I should be able to do it for any kind of workflow, any kind of business task where it would make sense to actually like have an agent employee. Seems to be the way to go, and that's where I'm focused right now. So make sure you stay along for the journey, stay tuned in, give thanks to everybody in the audience, in the chat that's coming through. So you know what to do. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because I'm coming through with new information steady. Make sure you hit that like button so that the algorithm gets this information out to more people. Definitely a good place for troubleshooting, because I mean, this is also new. We're all just like figuring this out on our own as we go, and having a place to come where we can just, talk about this stuff and learn from each other's success and mistakes. That's super valuable. So give thanks every time for everything. life, health, strength, vibe coding, agentic orchestration, AI agents and systems. So give thanks.